Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel again. Today we're gonna do some outdoor interview. We're gonna cover a lot of issues in terms of mental health, the impact of mental health on children, the impact of mental health on the adult, the impact of mental health for everything. We're also gonna do a little of a mix of a relationship section today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my special outdoor session mental health interview. Stay tuned.
Tell me about yourself first, like 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 who you are and how long you were here and
I've been working here for about 2 months, 2
Uh-huh.
3 months.
Okay.
Used to work on a cruise ship before.
Okay.
Now I'm here. COVID.
So just like general work for like couple, like you have two jobs or just one?
I just have one job,
Okay.
and then I work at the state parks as well.
Oh, cool.
Kind of.
And then you go out here, around
Yep.
here. Oh,
And
okay.
then I'm originally from down south by like Riverside area. But
Oh, really?
I'm up
Okay.
here just temporarily.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah.
How does COVID?
Yeah. Honestly.
I mean, I'm okay with it. To be completely honest, it's not been a terrible year for me. Like I mentioned before, I used to work on a cruise ship,
Uh-huh.
and then COVID ended cruise lines. Basically, they're still closed. But I've accomplished more this year than I would have probably if it hadn't happened. But if it's affecting their parents, then it is affecting them. So, like if a parent loses a job and now they can't provide for their
So
family,
you're talking about an economic perspective.
yeah,
But you're
economic perspective.
How about in scientific? Did you feel if your children get sick, you have a long-term impact on your life, your parent gets sick? I mean, because you're kind of trying to tackle the issue with another thing.
Gotcha.
How you feel about
Like what happens if a child gets sick?
Yeah, I mean, does that even...
I mean, it would probably be devastating if a child got sick. If your child got sick, I mean, what do? You take him to the doctor, and then you can't. I mean, I know down south to do it
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's not helpful, Toby. In your lifetime, have you encountered any kind of mental health issue? I mean, even a slight mental health issue?
Yeah, I was depressed for a while. I used to do some stunts, and I got hurt.
What kind of stuff?
Like I used to work for Universal Studios, and I used
Oh,
to do some
okay,
fire
okay.
stunts, and I got hurt real bad, and
Okay.
I got into like a deep rut because
Oh.
what I was doing, I got hurt, and I couldn't do it anymore.
So that does impact your mental health.
It definitely did because for like a year I was just not myself. It was like I was doing my life, and then it just went away.
What do you feel?
Completely. It definitely affects your life.
Okay. And so that brings us to the next question.
The sweet spot of like you find the right balance of how to help people
Mm-hmm.
while still letting people be themselves and kind of. I mean, in my ideas and my beliefs, people should be able to do the things that they want for themselves. There, I don't know if that necessarily means having to spend more on it, but it definitely means having to invest time and energy into developing those programs or money into making those programs happen. But it's something definitely that the government and just people in general should invest in, just to kind of help out the person down the road that you know. Children,
Yeah.
are just necessarily are prone to more mental health issues than adults. I think everyone is prone to the same amount of issues if you put them in the right circumstance. If a kid is getting everything that they need in life to develop correctly, they're probably not going to have it. But if they're lacking food, that's definitely going to affect them mentally, probably. If they're not getting the right shelter or warmth or anything, it's probably going to affect them. So, but I mean, that's the same way the homeless guy down the street could be affected if he doesn't have the right adequate.
And homeless people too.
Yeah. So I think if your mental health is definitely related to you not getting adequate care for yourself.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think it's children more so than adults or adults more than children. I think it's just if you're not getting the basic needs you have, you're definitely gonna be going through some stuff.
Okay. Last question. In terms of gender, what is your what do you feel about? Do you feel like, since you are a male, do you feel like female tend to be prone, be more vulnerable in terms of mental illness, or male tend to be feeling more? What is your feeling like? How does it feel?
I'm not entirely sure. I know just the way that I was brought up.
It's not a yes or no. But
yeah, just the way that I was brought up, because I was raised as a male and with the beliefs of male female, so I was pegged into the male, and I see my cousins and my brothers and stuff, and you're a man. You don't show emotion. You do this, and the females, they can show emotion. So in terms of my experiences, it feels like women are able to show the emotions more and be more open to talk about those things, versus males maybe not. But it just depends again how you were brought up in that regard. That's how I was brought up. So that's the way I experience it.
So let me rephrase. Your experience is a simple question. So you're trying to tell me that male need to be providing that support to the counterpart, a female individual. Like male don't show a lot of.
Yeah, males don't typically show emotion. Just from what I experienced.
Do you think this pattern will be changed?
Do you think it could be changed?
Yeah. I mean, not just like did you see the changes in there's an equality between like male can also show certain emotions?
Yeah, there's definitely been some changes over the past few years, but
that doesn't change your public.
Does it change how I feel? Yes, because I know that I can be vulnerable with people now. So I've learned, but that's also I went to like school and stuff, so I've learned about all that stuff. But I mean, just in regards of how people are brought up, it can definitely males can typically not open up more as females.
Okay. Hello guys. How are you guys doing today? You guys want to introduce yourself like a little bit?
Sure, I'm Beth.
My name's Paul, and we live in Sacramento, California.
Oh, nice. Are you guys coming here to travel?
Yeah, we're on a little vacation. We're expecting our first child, and we're doing just a little vacation before the baby comes.
Oh, that's
in a few months.
That's good. So tell me about how long have you guys been together? I mean, if there's some question that you guys want to talk about.
We've been married for 8.5 months.
Yeah, we just got married last year.
Oh, okay.
We got married last year, and we dated for about a year before that.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've been together almost 2 years.
Okay, so during the course of the relationship, I know it's of course it's already past. It's not honeymoon anymore.
Yeah.
So went back to like a couple years ago. Can you guys recall any kind of like arguing, like trigger, and how you guys resolve in terms of?
Yeah.
Those are very simple questions.
Yeah.
Like a specific argument, or just kind of how we resolve conflict.
Oh yeah, both.
Okay. Can you think of a
Is
specific
there any
person?
or no?
Yeah, no, we have perfect question. No, I'm just kidding. Well, so we had to plan our wedding during the pandemic.
Oh,
So
okay.
we had the wedding planned, and then COVID hit, and we had to make changes. And so we had some conflict. Initially, I wanted to keep more people coming to the wedding. I thought maybe we could. We're doing it outside. I thought we could keep many of the invites, and we could just wait until maybe right before and decide
So
maybe it will be
okay.
better.
Okay.
But my very practical and reasonable and thoughtful, smart wife realized we have to make a decision. We cannot just wait. And so it was a little bit of a disagreement. I took longer. She realized we need to just de-invite a lot of people and just have a smaller wedding. And that was a little bit hard for me at first, but she had to just give me some time, and then I realized that was a good idea. And so even up to the wedding, there was some family how different people view COVID. Some people don't even want to come, or one person said maybe you shouldn't even have a wedding right now.
So only conflict you guys kind of like talked to me about is just doing the
that was a major thing because of the wedding. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
well, not the only
And
thing,
then,
but that was
yeah,
one.
and then I think we like see things differently. Like
Of course.
he is more focused on like people, or he's very people oriented, and I'm very like task oriented.
Wow, that's very surprising. Usually opposite.
Yeah, so like if
Yeah,
we're like busy if we're trying to complete a task, then
Yeah.
I want to focus on the task, and he'll get distracted by other things or people. So
Yeah.
maybe some conflict with that, but yeah. Also, there's a difference in like how we process things. Like he's a verbal processor, and he
Yeah.
processes like verbally through talking, and I'm internal. I process like inside.
Okay.
So when I talk about something, I kind of have already like made the decision in my head, and he has to like still process through that.
So I met this homeless person who is self-sufficient to survive by
Are
himself.
they still open? Like during the weekend? Sorry.
I don't think so.
Oh, damn it.
I was looking over here at the sign, and it looked kind of fishy.
Sounds like a cook one. Yeah.
Is there a number you can call?
I have no idea.
That's a name. No?
Oh, okay.
Valley Drive-In Theater is a name,
Okay.
so it should be somewhere on the list.
So I have to learn to be quiet and listen sometimes, and then she has to learn to sometimes
be
give me
patient.
some time. Or I'm trying to figure something out, and I just have to sit and wait, and then we talk about it later. Another thing is I want to resolve conflict right away. If we have a disagreement, I think let's talk about it. Let's solve it right now. But for her, sometimes we have some time, process it separately, then we discuss later.
So it's all about conflict resolution.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter whatever during the course of your marriage, or before the marriage, or whatever, there's any kind of relationship, it's always about conflict
Yeah,
resolution.
and I think it's just really important to like talk about everything.
It's more
Like
about etiquette.
no secrets.
Yeah, it was not conflict, but we both, before we were married, we had a very serious talk where we were open about past
Okay.
relationships, about things, and just had to kind of confess secrets and
Oh,
confess our
okay,
sins.
okay.
We believe in the Bible, it says confess your
Bible,
sins
okay,
to one
okay.
another and be healed. So when we spoke these things about each other, it brought healing into our relationship.
That's great. Also, I know you guys don't have kids so far. I mean,
Yeah.
and so during this academic, this COVID thing, how do you think there's like a huge impact on in the kid in the future, and what do you guys feel about how how if the future the parents should be dealing with how to educating the kids about if it's a virus or whatever. What do you feel about like how the kids will be impacted on those type of things in terms of
Yeah.
mental health?
Oh yeah,
It's a great question.
I mean, we can see how kids are impacted now.
Uh-huh.
His dad is a teacher, a public school
Oh,
teacher,
okay.
so he sees a lot of kids are like losing social skills.
Struggling. We work a lot with the immigrant and refugee community as well.
Oh, okay.
And so communities that don't speak English as a first language
Okay.
are already struggling to adjust in the school.
Okay.
And maybe the parents don't know technology or English very well. When they have to go online, it's very difficult. So I think the impact has been, the education of the children suffering, and then parents also suffering at home because they're not able to. We have a nephew who's in preschool online,
okay.
and his mom has to spend the whole day watching him and making sure he stays on.
Okay.
On the computer.
So it's like a full-time job for her just to help her son. So I think there can be some positives of people being close together, but then also challenges because It's especially harder for certain communities to adjust online, and they lose a quality of education.
So linked to the other question, just a personal opinion, in terms of this virus, you guys thinking this is more impact on economic scale, or in terms of which aspect you guys think is important in terms of
like
this,
what it impacts the most?
impacts more of like how
I think it's really like, I think probably the biggest impact, in my personal opinion, is on people's like emotional and mental.
emotional, right. That's good. Okay, so you say you guys been together for 8 years. And then
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah,
sorry,
sorry,
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And the way to resolve your relationship problem goes to any kind of conflict resolution. Have you guys seen any kind of therapist? No, right? I mean, you guys have
Before we got
Oh, you
married.
did?
Yeah, we
Oh, we
did.
got counseling.
Counseling.
Yeah.
Marriage counseling?
Premarital counseling, we call it. So before we got married, and even actually a little bit before we even were engaged, we started meeting with an older couple that we
Older,
respected, been married for many, many years, and we learned a lot from them. We learned a lot, and then we did another premarital counseling once we got engaged. That really helped us. It was called Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts. That's the word,
good.
yeah.
Okay, last question. Just ask
Yeah.
one question to each of you.
Sure.
So for you, I guess my question is a both of us question. So the question is, how do you think the best way to maintain a marriage?
The best way to maintain a marriage, communicate about everything.
Yeah, no secrets.
Yeah, no secrets. And also be patient if your partner has a different communication style or a different way to process things. Don't think that your way is right and his way is wrong, or vice versa, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like we said, we believe in the Bible, so we think that God is like the most important
Absolutely,
aspect of any relationship. So we see it like it's not just us in the marriage, like God is helping us too. So
How
It's
about
like
you?
a beautiful house. A house could look very beautiful, but if it's not built on a rock, solid foundation, it will fall when a storm comes.
Okay.
But if you build your house or your marriage on a solid foundation, even sometimes it looks hard, but if it's then the storm will come and the house will not fall. And so we believe honesty is really important. I was in a relationship where I wasn't honest, and that broke trust, and it was very difficult. So I think one of the things I think about a lot is telling the truth. Many people hide secrets. Maybe it's a mental health or a physical health problem, or something they did in their past, or they still do, an addiction. And it's very hard to confess those things, but when you do, it brings freedom. And then learning to forgive. I think the other thing is forgiveness. You have to forgive, and because I realize I've been forgiven. I've done a lot of bad things, sinned a lot, and made bad decisions, and makes a mistake, and she can do the same for me. So I think honesty and then forgiveness.
Thank you so much. That's a very good answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Mental health after COVID. What is that? You may wonder. Well, from my perspective, I feel like the person I interview, especially the first guy, he said he lost his job, and then he get impacted by COVID, and he said the children also get impacted by COVID, which is really, really true. But I'm pretty sure and I'm very confident that our country will get better again, because we did have a strong foundation. And then there is no doubt in my mind that everything's gonna get back out sooner than later. There is a term I want to talk to you guys about, something that I kind of invent by myself. It's called mental cultivation, which means that, things gonna go bad for the better, and then we just have to slowly cultivate it for now, starting from the beginning, and then we just have to find a way to make it work. Many people suffer from mental illness because of COVID. Virus COVID really taught us a lesson. We shouldn't underestimate the power of a virus. But now we can only look for the future. Are we gonna get better, stay the same, or are we gonna get worse? It's totally up for us to make that decision. we can hope for the best. But if we want to get better, we need to make it happen.